Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Movie Classroom from EveryMovieHasALesson.com. I am Don Shanahan. I'm here to review Baywatch, a easy breezy 3-star out of 5 summer blockbuster that I couldn't help but get a kick out of. Here's my review. Contrary to how well the Mythbusters pull it off, you can't shine shit. Not turds of the TV or film variety, that is. Terrible TV shows make terrible movies. Asking for anything more is asking too much, really, and there's really nothing wrong with that. Still, all of the zing and jiggle audiences enjoyed in 11 seasons and 242 episodes of Baywatch get the amplified and gaudy movie treatment an entertaining guilty pleasure deserves. Enjoy what you enjoy, and don't be ashamed of it. And I'm not ashamed of this movie. Towering in stature, dreamy with stoicism, and universally respected by all the locals, Dwayne Johnson's Mitch Buchanan is the unofficial king of Emerald Bay's Floridian beaches. He is the top lieutenant of the city's elite lifeguard team, flanked by veterans Sophie Holden, played by Elfenish Hadera of TV's Billions, and C.J. Parker, the dreamy Sports Illustrated model Kelly Rohrbach. The time has come for annual tryouts when Mitch's pencil-pushing superior, played by Rob Huebel, forces him to take on the disgraced but popular Olympic gold medalist swimmer Matt Brody, played by Zac Efron, definitely channeling a little bit of Ryan Lochte, as a new trainee and pretty much a PR opportunity for Emerald Bay. Brody joins his flirting target Summer Quinn, played by Dwayne Johnson's San Andreas daughter Alexandra Daddario, and the hapless geek Ronnie Greenbaum, played by John Bass of Loving, from last year, as the newcomers under Mitch's tutelage. The figurative murky water seeping into Emerald Bay stems from illegal drug smuggling being perpetrated by the decadently evil club owner Victoria Leeds, which is the live-action American feature film debut of Indian sensation Priyanka Chopra, which is a pretty nice get for this film, and her unsavory security enforcers behind her. Paraphernalia is cropping up on the beaches along with dead bodies and clear-as-day clues that no cop, particularly Mitch's ribbing rival Sergeant Ellerby, played by future Aquaman villain Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, seems to notice. Mitch and his gang take it upon themselves in head-peeking, crime-stopping Scooby-Doo fashion to gather evidence on Leeds and her operation. Baywatch, from the director of Identity Thief and Horrible Bosses, Seth Gordon, exchanges many of the soap opera level character notes, which means no after-school bulimia specials, for example, and story tangents of the TV show for gushingly over-the-top R-rated gags and blockbuster-level thrills. Presented constantly in heroic camera angles, the broad shoulders and rippling physiques of Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron handle those extra barbells of action and comedy without breaking a sweat. These two guys are clearly having fun. Progressively positive for 2017, I have to say, is the glistening quartet of their female co-stars, be that Chopra, Daddario, Hadera, or even the Sports Illustrated model Rohrbach. All of them are refreshingly assertive without a hint of bimbo flooziness, which is surprising considering the occasional and prerequisite slow motion that Baywatch loves to bathe their ladies in. The deal breaker for audience is going to be John Bass as the schlub. He's introduced essentially as the walking embodiment of an elaborate penis joke and really never lives it down. You will either dig that humor and love Ronnie's anxiously hilarious crush over CJ, or you will find his erection-deflating presence silly and annoying. The raunchy butts of jokes do not stop with Bass, as plenty of bits belly flop pretty hard into the ocean. Away from the sand and the waves, the gumshoe plot and increasingly terrible CGI effects tend to unravel the film in a hurry after a breezy first half. But, for me, enough enjoyment is still easy to rescue. That's my review. Let me hop into my life lessons, because that's kind of my little signature thing here. And lesson number 1 is something I've repeated for a long time, whether it's from the Fast and Furious movies or a couple years back with San Andreas. But simply put, The Rock makes everything better. I'll say it again. The presence of Dwayne Johnson makes every movie better. With an R rating and his buffness at full disposal, the guy is having a blast. As the quintessential tough guy god, spouting teeny bobber nicknames in the direction of Zac Efron's balls for 2 hours. Watching those two guys bust each other's chops is one of the best parts of the film. Take Dwayne out of this film and the entire thing completely bombs. The movie's no great shakes in terms of, anything all that special, but it could be far worse if you take Dwayne Johnson out. This is a perfect spot for him, and really, there is no substitute for The Rock. Lesson number 2, to be close to remotely serious as this movie is going to get, I'll say lesson number 2 is finding your motivations. Despite razor-thin backstories given to the characters, each of the lifeguard protagonists are driven to prove themselves for different reasons. Mitch's leadership taps into those catalysts as the master motivator. The team emphasis is still front and center on this, where no individual can do it by themselves, and each of our central lifeguards will be essential for the climax of this film. Lesson number 3 kind of takes it a step further, where movies like this that glorify small jobs or even just kind of supposedly glamorous jobs when they really aren't that glamorous kind of rings true with lesson 3, and as a guy who used to do this job, I can attest to it. Lesson number 3 is being a lifeguard is more than just swimming. Like the TV show before it, this film is probably going to be an unrealistic Top Gun level recruiting call for lifeguards, yet it really shouldn't be. There are no bikinis, tans, and detective duties waiting inside an oyster surrounded by mermaids in real life. Just ask this very writer, who was a certified Red Cross lifeguard for 4 years across high school and college, working the oh-so-glamorous morning senior shift at the indoor pool of his local YMCA. Yeah, not the beach. Brody, the character of Zac Efron, and pretty much myself 20 years ago, learned that it takes more than good swimming to do this job. It takes training, dedication, special skills, which in the end makes for rewarding work in its own way without the Coppertone glory. That's my review of Baywatch. I hope you have a good time with it. I think it's one of those films that if it comes on television, comes on cable, I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know if it's really worth the $9 of must-see kind of summer blockbuster stuff, but hell, I had fun, and I hope you have fun too. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.